Okay, Sistas fans, we're talking season 8, episode 8 appearances. Now, originally, I gave this episode a 6 out of 10, but then during the live stream, once I came to realize a couple of things, I knocked it down to a 4. Now, yes, the cliffhanger ending of Penelope supposedly being revealed as the stabber wasn't enough to save the episode. This episode did have a few good moments, and a few which you could tell is reflected in the score for the cliffhanger ending. The moment between Sabrina, Paige, and Maurice at the bank was good. I enjoyed the Zach and Fatima scene for the most part, and I like seeing Karen and Sabrina, just them having their chat. I mean, just because we don't really see them interact like that much. Okay, the Andy slapping Hudson was good, but I'm still giving it a 4. So before going into the review, make sure that you take a moment to please hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe. I'm trying to hit 300,000 subscribers soon. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description. And hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And well, the episode was at least halfway decent enough for me to do a live stream last night. It was fun. I think just because I haven't done a live in a few weeks, if I remember correctly, it was like mid-November since I did my last live stream. Sheesh. But we had a good time. So the episode itself, well, folks, you know the drill. Since BET is adamant about dropping several clips per week before an episode even airs, I already do videos on those clips. So before the episode airs, I've already talked about a good chunk of the episode. So these reviews are kind of not as in-depth as they used to be because they don't need to be. And I do recognize that some people still don't watch the show and they only watch my videos. So I do talk about the entire episode. It's just that most of the stuff I've already talked about in prior clips. But the episode starts off with Hudson talking to Dr. Reed, getting an update on Gary, who is making a miraculous recovery because anybody else would have died. But somehow this, and Penelope cuts him off, cockroach is so resilient that he's able to crawl his way back from the dead. So Penelope's there to, I don't know why she's there. I honestly do not know why she's there. But she's there to just see, it's like, well, I'm out of witness protection because Gary got stabbed, so there's nothing for me to worry about. No need of me to hide or gain a new identity. Gary's going to be gone soon. And then, you have Hudson, who is trading words with Penelope. And I knew Penelope was going to come back because she just strutted off in a very, very nice way. She left her purse, and I'm like, yeah, she's going to be back. Which explains when Andy eventually shows up. Because of the fact that she got the phone call last night. Hudson, chews her out about how Gary woke up and the first thing he did was call you to come over and you didn't come. Well, it was late. And by the time, I arrived, visiting hours are over. So, hey, what are you going to do? I mean, at that point, you would think that Andy would have at least texted Hudson, like, visiting hours are over, so ain't nothing I could do. So they pretty much have a war of words there where Andy is, I don't know what it is, but she always shows a backbone when it comes to, like, I don't know, somebody questioning, well, rightfully questioning her host status. I mean, yeah, I'll keep your name out of your mouth as soon as you keep Robin's dick out of yours. Slap! And I'm like, wow. Wow, Andy, where was that slap when Penelope slapped the hell out of you a couple weeks ago? But she makes it clear, like, yeah, you know what? When my man wakes up, the first thing I'm going to do is make sure he removes your power of attorney. And then the next thing is to have your ass fired. And then Penelope's like, oh, your man, huh? Your man. And it's like Penelope she does this twice in the episode. She just pops up at the wrong time to cause trouble. So she reminds Andy to stay away from Jordan because Andy keeps saying, will you let me explain? Will you let me explain? Well, this better be good. And I'm thinking to myself, Penelope, if you're not going to let her explain, then just shut up. Just say, leave me and my brother alone and bounce. But later on, because Hudson actually left to go check on Gary, apparently he was taken down to a different floor for more testing, but then he's brought back up to his room. And he wants to see Andy. So based on Penelope's reaction to this, she doesn't get to explain. So she goes into the room and she's all hugged. Oh, Gary, I'm glad you're okay. Andy, there's something I need to tell you. And then Penelope, I have every right to be in that room. And I'm just like, really? Why didn't we figure out what he had to say? That was literally one of the reasons I gave this episode a lower point, because we never found out what Gary had to tell Andy. And then on top of that, there was that promotional photo of Zach feeling the baby bump. That's not in this episode either. False advertising, docking a point. That's why it gets a 4. But yeah, Penelope is just just heated over this. Doesn't want to listen to Andy, even shoves her back. And then, who is this? What? Because at first I thought he was faking. But then after seeing the trailer for next week, I don't think Gary's faking it. He doesn't know who Penelope is. So he gets slapped when Penelope is just like irate over this. Like, after everything you did, you don't remember me? Huh? Well, Penelope, look, he might not remember because of the trauma. Well, the trauma he put me through, my baby, he killed my baby. And then the doctor, Dr. Reed's like, what's going on? And then Hudson gets rid of her. And that's the end of that. So sadly, we don't really find out anything, which sucks. Really, really sucks. So Andy rushes to the doctor to, pretty much talk to her about the situation. Like, hey, I'm sorry about what happened. Like, look, I banned her from the hospital. And if you cause any more commotion like what went down in that room again, because this is the ICU, I want to have you banned as well. So Hudson actually interrupts before Andy can learn anything from the doctor about his memory loss. And then, that poor doctor, he's just being harassed so much. So then Hudson, chews out Andy and then splits. And then Andy calls for Zatima saying, I need to see you. And they meet up at the penthouse. So basically what happens in this situation is Fatima gives Andy an update about what's been going on at work with Robin and Hayden. And then, she mentions the whole Penelope turning Jordan against her and the fact that she slapped me. There's a mark on my face. Andy gets up and Fatima says, I want to teach you how to fight. And wow, that's interesting. But yeah, that was the bulk of the episode right there. Okay, so over at the juice shop, we have Karen showing up and she's there with Sabrina. I like this scene. I just like these two interacting. So basically what we have here is Sabrina's going to help Karen create a business plan to present to Miss Marie. So, Karen has all sorts of receipts and figures and whatnot in a binder. And Sabrina, being the pro she is able to, draft up the business plan. It's a rough draft, but hey, it's a lot better than what they had to start off with. Now, in the midst of this conversation, actually, when Karen walks in, Rich and Sabrina are making out, and I'm like, oh, I guess things went well after his sperm donation yesterday. But Sabrina is, asking Karen about, her current situation. Like, hey, so is everything with the salon going well? You're here with me doing a business plan, and Pam is opening the shop. So it's like you're attacking things from two fronts. That's good. But what about, love? And Karen is rather realistic about this. It's like, look, Sabrina, it's like, I got way, way, way too much going on in my life right now. And if anybody got involved, they would have to understand that I come with a lot of baggage. 2 kids, 2 baby daddies. I run my own shop. There's a lot of stuff, but I'm not alone. I got my mom. I got you all. I got Zach and Aaron. So I'm not really worried about anything. So, she does hint at Aaron possibly being the person that Karen should, pursue. But I don't know if that actually is going to happen. I don't. But then that leads to the end of the episode, or towards the end of the episode, where Karen gets in the shop and overhears Pam talking about, one of the customers. Well, yo, big head, you don't need locks like that. Let me show you a different hairstyle you can use. Karen tries to tell her about being professional. It's like, well, Karen, what if we give that woman a hairstyle like that and she walks around town and everybody's like, where'd she get her hair done like that? And then name drops Karen's fresh start. You know what? Good point. And then they talk about the business plan that Sabrina marked up. Well, it should be good enough for Miss Marie. And then Aaron pops up randomly and goes, oh, what should be good enough for Miss Marie? And we don't get any follow-up on that until next week. And that brings up the question of, what is his reaction as a silent partner investor in Roots to Riches when he finds out a billionaire is involved? That's going to be interesting. But I think the most intriguing part of this entire scene was the fact that Karen was smiling when Aaron showed up. I can't remember the last time Karen was smiling at the sight of Aaron. Typically, when he shows up unannounced, she is rolling her eyes or trying to, find something to do so she doesn't have to interact with him. But this time around, she was actually happy. So I was intrigued by that. Now, I already talked about this in another video when the clip dropped, but I absolutely love the scene at the bank where Paige tries to clock Sabrina for being 1 minute late. And then it's like, oh yeah, well, you're only the boss because of affirmative action. And then Sabrina's like, excuse you? And, well, let's be real here. With everything going on in the government and whatnot, once they abolish like affirmative action and inclusiveness, let's see how far your career is going to advance then. Sabrina read this heifer like a book. Maurice's background commentary. This is one of those scenes where I'm like, Sabrina and Maurice worked in tandem, and it was great. The unison of Maurice's humor, but seriousness, and Sabrina's sternness, which is rare to see from her, put that girl in her place, and it was gorgeous. This scene alone was a 10 out of 10. Fantastic. And like I said before, while we are meant to dislike her, I think that the casting crew, they picked the right woman for the role of Paige because she truly embodied that despicable Karen energy, white privilege energy that is so rampant in the world, in the US right now. So yeah, this scene alone, fantastic. All right. So we are, I think, the sneak peek of Zach and Fatima discussing Robin's ultimatum and Zach questioning why Madam isn't just called. Like, we got the insta kill button. Come on, you got to kill her on speed dial, baby. Just call. These are people, Zach. Look, we could easily pick him off, but I want, if Hayden really is the stabber, I want to serve him up on a silver platter to Agent Watt. So what we'll do, you tell Hayden, I'll look into this Penelope chick, and then we'll try to figure things out as to who has the motive, because we need to get the heat off of us, because Robin has these photos and whatnot showing me at Gary's building, and it doesn't look good for us if he turns it in. So I got to play nice at work. You tell Hayden, I'll look into Penelope, and we'll try to figure things out from there. And after that, we got the therapy stuff. Oh yeah, actually, speaking of Penelope, the end of the episode where she's in her car, Jordan rolls up on her, asking her why she's at the hospital. Like, are you here to check on your ex-fiance, or are you here to finish things from when you stabbed Gary that night? And at the therapy session, Danny and Krisha, I don't really like this because Danny is just regressing. She's basically showing, hey, I showed growth. Yeah, so what if I cussed out Tony in public? I didn't resort to violence. And Krisha's like, yeah, I think you need to find different habits, that don't involve vape, vodka, or JJ. So, yeah. And literally, this is all stemming from the fact that Tony didn't have sex with Danny when she wanted to. Oh no, my man wanted to check on my emotional state because I had just been investigated for a potential murder attempt. And he didn't want to drop his pants. He wanted to see how I was feeling. Boo, Tony. Boo. But then later on at the airport, they have a discussion. Seriously, I would not want to be in a relationship with someone where I am literally constantly walking on eggshells in the fear of saying the wrong thing that will set them off, and then they go into a rant again. Well, basically, I guess you could say they kind of make up. I was kind of confused because the night before, didn't Danny say at the penthouse, yeah, I need to go home, right away because I got, a booty clapping session with Tony. Did they not meet up the night before or what? I don't really know what happened. This episode was kind of weird because it seems like we just randomly, started the episode the next day when I thought we would kind of pick up where we left off. But regardless, we have a situation here where Danny is going to stay in therapy, which is cool. And she's going to also stay in the leadership program. So Tony's proud of her, and they hug. He kisses her on the cheek, and then there's a coworker who's like, it's like, what are you looking at? So that's pretty much it. So yeah, we're still going on the same route of Danny's coworkers becoming more aware of the relationship she has with their boss. So we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. But overall, This was a decent episode. It has some great scenes despite being a meh episode. But then again, that could be the result of them revealing way too much stuff at once. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.